from Bloor Street in downtown Toronto, it's The Morning Show.
Good morning, everybody. It's so funny. I love women. It's just a riot. You guys sit down. We've never met. And I'm like, where's your necklace? And we're like doing a big chitty chat about till we heard Q. Anyway, Laura McDonald and Susan Meisner. Laura, Susan,
hi there.
Are here. They are the authors of It's Your Money, Honey, A Girl's Guide to Saving, Investing, and Building Wealth at Every Age and Life Stage. Historically, women did sort of hand over the finances to their spouse. We're going to start earlier than that, but generally, you know, that was... But are women still doing that now? Are we still handing over power and not taking control of our own finances?
I can answer that, and I can say, yes, I think so in a lot of cases. Susan has a financial background, and I don't, and I was one of those women who so readily handed it over. I have 3 young daughters, life is busy, it's just one more thing on the to-do list. And so in creating It's Your Money, Honey, and we have a website, goldandgirlfinance.ca, it was how do we bring the insider and outsider's take to finance to just make the discussion of finance more accessible.
Right. That's interesting that you say that, because we were talking about this around the table yesterday and this morning, and a few women saying, like, I don't hand over control. I wouldn't do that. But what you just said is how I feel, where I have 2 kids and I'm so busy and I'm like, just let him do it. Just let, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, you've just sort of lost, not control, but just, you don't have as much insight into how it works every day.
Right. It's just, you need to be more proactive, I think. And I think a lot of women, and we're talking, you know, professional, educated women, they don't even necessarily understand how the stock market works. And it's a little bit intimidating for them. Now, this certainly isn't all women. Yeah. And women can be very good with money, but it's very busy lives. You're the planners in the family. You're arranging the kids' schedules and whatnot. So it's getting more involved is important.
I thought women were just inherently better with money.
Not me.
But isn't that a truism of sorts?
Well, women do, when statistically women tend to handle the purse strings within a household, and they are making most of the financial decisions and how the money's going to be spent.
Right.
I don't know if that means that makes them better, maybe. Now, this goes through every life stage for women, so let's sort of start from the beginning where you're, you know, 18, 19 years old, maybe heading off to university, you're getting your first credit card. What do you need to know then?
Well, I think starting young is, we want young women starting to think about it from the very beginning when they get out of school, thinking about student debt, which is in the news a lot today, so we don't want them accumulating a lot of debt. Thinking getting their first job, you know, we want them focusing on saving, because when you're young, obviously, is the best time to really focus on saving, because you can make the biggest impact. When you're young, your biggest asset is time. So we want, you know, that at that life stage, you know, get them engaged from the very beginning, and then they can carry that through their whole life.
We were talking about that with Ali Velshi yesterday from CNN. It's like it's hard to convince someone in their early 20s that they should start saving for retirement or paying off debt. But it is like it goes by like that, and all of a sudden you're very happy that you've got that. Okay, so let's say you do that. Now, what would be the next life stage if you're partnering up?
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at, we talk about common law relationships in there. There's certain protocols you need to put in place to protect your assets that you're bringing in. I mean, there's a certain, you can't just move in together, and the passage of time, it goes quickly, but if you've been together, say, 3 years, typically, the law will dictate how those assets are split. So too many people just live together and don't think about those things.
Right. So is there a prenup chapter?
There is a prenup chapter, too. Yeah, if you're bringing significant assets into the relationship, and also if somebody's bringing in significant debt, you want to make sure to protect yourself if you can from that. Or if there's children involved, lots of blended families, you want to protect your kids first.
How about marrying for money? How do you feel about that?
That's another way to increase your
well, you're laughing like this never happens.
Well, certainly people do it, but I mean...
What? Are we going to be all altruistic now? I mean, this is a consideration.
We married for love.
We did.
Yeah.
Sure, but it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich man as a poor man, right?
True, yes.
But, you know, a lot of, you know, women today, and one of the things we do talk about in the book, too, is prenups have typically been focused on asset protection, but we're, also thinking about, you got to protect yourself against someone else's debt.
Right. I don't think that's something that people think about a lot.
No,
that
and I think that's
all of a sudden, are you going to be responsible for? And you've always, let's say, you have always been responsible with your own finances. Now, this person that you're with, common law or married to, racks up credit cards and all of that sort of thing, or has a gigantic mortgage. That's on you.
Yes, cautiously co-sign, because most people don't realize that, in a common law relationship, if you co-sign and he's gone, debt is not 50-50, it's 100-100. So, that can be left on you.
Of course, that for richer or poorer, that's in the vows, right? Is that still in the vows?
You can make it whatever you want.
It's still in the vows.
It's still in the vows.
It's so long ago for me, Dave, I can't remember anymore. Okay, so as you go into a marriage, then your advice is to make sure that you have all of that on the table, protect yourself. What if you're getting out of a marriage, if you are looking at a divorce?
Well, that's key. The statistics, if you look at it, typically, the divorce rate's about 54% in Canada, and women, especially, can be more disadvantaged by divorce. They will typically experience a 27% decline in their standard of living, where a man will experience a 10% increase. So when we look at that and we talk about divorce in the book, we really want women starting to think about that and protecting themselves all along the way.
To expand on that, we have a lot of readers from our website who write in. We have an Ask the Expert section. They're always writing in about divorce, feeling vulnerable. And what we're seeing is a lot of women aren't forming the relationships with the financial advisors or the accountants or the lawyers earlier on. So come a time of crisis, they're very vulnerable, where often their spouse is forming those relationships.
Right, and has been in control of all of those things. You mentioned the stock markets earlier. Is that something you recommend people do, or is this just something you want to help people tiptoe into?
I think our biggest thing is engagement, getting women involved and thinking about, the stock market. We have a lot of readers on our website, and we talk about it in the book. Women are interested in stocks, and they want to learn more about it. So we talk to them about, starting with what you know. We're interacting, obviously, we're in the financial area here in Toronto, and you're interacting with publicly traded companies all the time, whether you're going to Lululemon and buying a lot of pants, or you're going to Starbucks and buying your morning coffee. It's all about, starting with what you know and getting engaged from there.
Okay. Well, it's a very useful resource. It's Your Money, Honey, a girl's guide to saving, investing, and building wealth at every age and life stage. Laura McDonald and Susan Meisner, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. 7:23 now. We're going to take a break. Back in just a second.
And women, of course, live more.